I know exactly what he'll tell you. Lies. He was no different from any other officer in the wardroom. They were all disloyal.
Ever wondered who the true legends of Hollywood are? Well, today, we're diving into the golden age of cinema to explore the 10 most respected actors in Hollywood history. So grab your popcorn and join us as we journey through the cinematic legacy of these Hollywood greats.
I like to drink wine more than I used to. Anyway, I'm drinking more.
Number 10, Humphrey Bogart. Now, let's dive into the mystique of Humphrey Bogart, quite possibly the most recognizable actor from classic Hollywood. His journey into the world of cinema began in the early 30s, where he cut his teeth in several stage shows before landing his breakthrough role in The Maltese Falcon, a film that would go on to be a pioneer in the film noir genre. Just a year later, Bogart secured his place in the annals of immortality with his iconic role in Casablanca. This marked the beginning of a stellar career, marking a staple in film noir with major hits like The Big Sleep, Key Largo, and In a Lonely Place. The man was unstoppable. In 1951, Bogart clinched the ultimate accolade, winning his only Oscar for his performance in The African Queen. The 50s continued to witness his success with films like The Barefoot Contessa and Sabrina. However, Bogart's story took a poignant turn as he became one of the few classic Hollywood actors to bid farewell during the Golden Age, succumbing to cancer in 1957 at not yet 60 years old. Now, here's where the plot thickens: the enigma of Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall's love story. Imagine a Napoleon-sized chain smoker with a bulldog's face paired with Hollywood's timeless beauty Lauren Bacall. Their marriage wasn't just a studio concoction, but a genuine union of love. Bacall stood by Bogart's side as he battled his demons, drinking and smoking himself to death. The real mystery, though, lies in what exactly compelled Lauren Bacall to fall in love with Bogart. It's that ineffable quality, that indescribable something, which made not only Bacall, but American moviegoers fall head over heels for him. It's that movie star charisma, an inner presence that defies measurement, projecting itself through the screen and casting a spell over the audience. Think about it. Tom Cruise has it too. That ability to carry a film by sheer virtue of being in it. And Bogart had it in spades. He ruled the cinema in the 1940s, starring in some of the best and most influential films of Hollywood's golden age. Classic, wonderful movies opposite Lauren Bacall, and then he spent the rest of his life married to her. Yet, here's the paradox. From an outsider's perspective, there was nothing about Humphrey Bogart that screamed movie star. Imagine a man with missing teeth, filming scenes with lifts to appear taller than his female co-stars, chain-smoking and drinking voraciously, his face described as swarthy, and his body as wiry, hardly fit the conventional image of a leading man. And yet, almost every film he touched in the 1940s is now considered a classic. Bogart became what the studios envisioned as the tough-talking, stoic leading man of the 1940s, carefully constructed on big lots and soundstages controlled by the studios. The result? Some of the greatest films of all time. Hollywood's golden age in the 1940s had a charm rooted in the artifice of those films, meticulously crafted by the studios from start to finish. Bogart seamlessly fit the role of someone manufactured to play a part. He didn't just play that part, he excelled at it, perhaps better than anyone else ever has. The 1950s ushered in a shift. The tight control exerted by studios started to loosen. Naturalistic performances were gaining popularity, and both public tastes and the industry structure were undergoing significant changes. It's a nuanced perspective. Humphrey Bogart might not have been a particularly great actor in the traditional sense. However, for that magical span of a decade or so in the 1940s, there was undeniably no greater movie star in the world. Number 9, James Stewart. It's time to shine the spotlight on another Hollywood heavyweight, the incomparable James Stewart. With a career spanning several decades, Stewart's legacy as one of Hollywood's best everyman actors is etched in the annals of cinema history. Best known for his heartwarming portrayal of George Bailey in the timeless classic It's a Wonderful Life, Stewart's performance in this film earned him an Oscar nomination in 1946. But that's just the tip of the iceberg for this versatile actor who seamlessly embodied relatable characters throughout his highly decorated career. In the pantheon of everyman actors, none reigns higher than James Stewart. Over nearly 60 years in the industry, Stewart became synonymous with prestige and box office success, particularly during Hollywood's golden age. A Princeton graduate, Stewart's ticket to fame was punched with his early collaborations with the legendary Frank Capra. One standout gem from their partnership was the 1939 political comedy Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, a film that earned Stewart the first of his 5 Oscar nominations. His golden moment came in 1941, when he clinched the coveted Academy Award for his brilliant work in the pioneering romantic comedy The Philadelphia Story. Yet, Stewart's knack for portraying characters we could all relate to didn't stop there. The 1940s saw him continue his success with the Christmas classic It's a Wonderful Life, a film that has become a cherished tradition for families during the festive season. As we roll into the 1950s, Stewart's star continued to ascend with stellar performances in Alfred Hitchcock's masterpieces like Rope, Rear Window, and Vertigo. Number 8. Marlon Brando. With his revolutionary approach to acting, Marlon Brando stands as a colossus in the pantheon of acting legends. He is regarded as an innovator who reshaped the landscape of Hollywood with his revolutionary approach to his craft. Method acting found its poster child in Brando, a young actor whose mentorship under the esteemed Stella Adler birthed a style that would influence generations to come. Brando's impact on the cinematic world is immeasurable, with a career spanning nearly 50 films, each marked by critical and social acclaim. He carved a niche for himself as a screen titan. His performances weren't just portrayals. They were visceral, raw, and poignant experiences that transcended the screen, etching his name in the annals of film history. The roster of films that bear Brando's imprint read like a roll call of cinematic masterpieces: The Godfather, Apocalypse Now, On the Waterfront, A Streetcar Named Desire, and Last Tango in Paris, to name just a few. These films are powerhouses in their own right, having garnered numerous awards and accolades. Yet, it's Brando's charisma and unwavering dedication to his roles that elevate them to timeless classics. What set Brando apart was his ability to command an entire film, his presence lingering even in scenes where he wasn't the focal point. There was a magical quality to his performances that drew viewers in, allowing tension to build before delivering a cathartic release. This enigmatic quality is why Brando is often hailed as the greatest actor of all time. As one of the pioneers labeled a method actor, he brought a nuance to performing that the industry had never witnessed before. Brando's Oscar victories stand as testaments to his unparalleled talent. The first came in 1951 for his portrayal of Stanley Kowalski in Elia Kazan's A Streetcar Named Desire, a role that showcased his ability to embody complex, emotionally charged characters. 3 years later, he secured another Oscar for his groundbreaking performance in Kazan's On the Waterfront, a film that solidified his status as an acting virtuoso. The crescendo of Brando's career reached its peak with his iconic portrayal of Vito Corleone in Francis Ford Coppola's The Godfather, earning him a 3rd Oscar. When it comes to method acting, in which actors often disappear into their characters and become consumed by their characters, Marlon Brando is regarded a true luminary. Unlike the theatrical and sometimes over-the-top transformations associated with contemporary method actors, Brando's approach was more introspective and focused on the audience's response to his craft. The tales of actors like Heath Ledger immersing themselves in roles such as Ledger's haunting portrayal of the Joker in The Dark Knight, or Daniel Day-Lewis inhabiting the character of Abraham Lincoln for months, have become legendary. Brando, however, did not engage in such outwardly visible transformations. Instead, his genius lay in his ability to transcend the confines of the set and the camera lens, contemplating the impact of his performance on the audience. Unlike the conventional promotion of films through interviews, Brando utilized these platforms to discuss matters he deemed crucial. In a seminal interview on The Dick Cavett Show, he articulated a profound perspective on acting as a fundamental aspect of society. According to Brando, acting was more than a profession. It was a survival mechanism, a social unguent, and a lubricant for the gears of human interaction. In the interview, Brando expressed, "I think we couldn't survive a second if we weren't able to act. Acting is a survival mechanism, and it's a social unguent, and it's a lubricant. We act to save our lives, actually every day. People lie constantly, every day, by not saying something that they think or saying something that they don't think. or showing something that they don't feel. The irony of labeling acting as a survival mechanism in the context Brando presented is evident. While actors earn their living by performing, Brando's insight transcended the financial and artistic aspects. He connected acting to the broader functionality of society, suggesting that the ability to act the way he described is a universal trait. Number 7. Carrie Grant. There are few figures in Hollywood's glittering tapestry who shine brighter than Carrie Grant in the dazzling tapestry of classic Hollywood. A luminary actor and consummate comedian, Grant not only graced the silver screen but also became the embodiment of the quintessential leading man persona. His career, spanning 3 decades, left an indelible mark on the landscape of cinema, earning him a place among the all-time greats. Grant's ascent to stardom was marked by his remarkable performances in some of the most iconic screwball comedies. Films like The Awful Truth, Breaking Up Baby, and His Girl Friday showcased his comedic prowess, establishing him as a versatile actor capable of navigating the nuances of humor with finesse. His ability to effortlessly embody the charismatic and witty leading man set him apart in an era teeming with formidable talent. The 1950s witnessed Cary Grant entering into a collaboration with the master of suspense, Alfred Hitchcock. This partnership birthed classics that would not only define Grant's career, but also contribute significantly to the suspense genre. Movies such as Notorious, Suspicion, To Catch a Thief, and the iconic North by Northwest highlighted Grant's range as an actor. He seamlessly transitioned from the suave and charming leading man to the epitome of suspense and intrigue. Beyond the realm of suspense, Grant showcased his versatility in romantic comedies like An Affair to Remember and Indiscreet. The 1960s further solidified his status with hits like That Touch of Mink and Charade. Despite not winning a competitive Oscar throughout his illustrious career, Grant received an honorary award in 1970, a fitting tribute to his enduring impact on the industry. Cary Grant's enduring legacy can be attributed to more than just his acting prowess. He personified old Hollywood elegance, and his name has become synonymous with the golden age of cinema. His impeccable style, charismatic presence, and the ability to seamlessly navigate diverse genres have rightfully earned him the title of the perfect leading man. While the suave exterior, the handsome visage, and the impeccable wardrobe were defining features of Cary Grant's on-screen persona, there was more to him than met the eye. Grant wasn't just a Hollywood heartthrob. He was the embodiment of the total package, seamlessly blending looks with acting prowess and an innate ability to command the screen. Grant's acting abilities were not only believable, but highly entertaining. He possessed a rare skill to infuse scenes with rhythm, feeling, and force. His chemistry with co-stars, both female and male, was unparalleled, adding depth and authenticity to his performances. In essence, Cary Grant wasn't merely a pretty face. He was a performer for the ages. Beyond his acting, Grant's enduring legacy lies in his symbolic representation of timeless, tasteful style and suave masculinity. A true fashion aficionado, he went beyond the script, negotiating contracts that allowed him to keep his on-screen outfits after filming. Grant even considered wardrobe as a deciding factor in accepting roles, recognizing the role attire played in shaping his character. Grant's sartorial concerns were not in vain. His debonair clothing choices became synonymous with his leading man image. The public so strongly associated him with the suave gentleman look that any departure from this style was met with resistance from audiences. Throughout his career, Grant meticulously maintained his refined appearance, from sophisticated dress to a perfectly styled coiffure. His commitment to a polished image didn't go unnoticed. Fashion and lifestyle magazines have consistently celebrated Grant's style, urging men to draw inspiration from his looks. Recent features in publications like GQ and He Spoke Style continue to extol his fashion sense, cementing his status as a perennial fashion icon. It wouldn't be an exaggeration to declare Cary Grant as the best-dressed Hollywood heartthrob of all time. Number 6. Henry Fonda. It is hard to believe that there is anyone in the pantheon of classic Hollywood that captures the essence of relatable hero as ardently as Henry Fonda does. Born on May 16, 1905, in Grand Island, Nebraska, Fonda's journey from Broadway to the silver screen marked the beginning of a career that would span over 5 decades, leaving an indelible mark on the history of cinema. Fonda's cinematic journey commenced in the 1930s, where he quickly garnered attention for his naturalistic acting style and the ability to breathe life into complex characters with sincerity. His distinctive voice and commanding screen presence became his signature, setting him apart as one of the most celebrated actors of his time. Collaborations with revered directors like John Ford, Alfred Hitchcock, and Sidney Lumet enriched Fonda's repertoire, contributing to his critical acclaim and numerous accolades. The 1940 Americana masterpiece The Grapes of Wrath, directed by John Ford, catapulted Fonda into the spotlight, transforming him into a household name and solidifying his status as a relatable hero. His portrayal of Tom Joad, an everyman struggling against the harsh realities of the Great Depression, resonated deeply with audiences. This commercial success laid the foundation for Fonda's prominence throughout the 1940s and 50s. Henry Fonda's versatility shone through in a diverse array of roles, from the charming performances in comedies like The Lady Eve to the riveting portrayal of a villain in Once Upon a Time in the West. However, it was his embodiment of everyman characters that etched Fonda's name into the annals of Hollywood history. His ability to connect with audiences on a profound level made him a beloved figure, a guy next door anyone could root for. Not confined to acting alone, Fonda delved into production, co-producing and starring in the seminal 12 Angry Men. This courtroom drama not only showcased Fonda's acting prowess, but also earned him a BAFTA for Best Foreign Actor in 1958. The film remains a testament to Fonda's commitment to projects that transcended mere entertainment, addressing societal complexities with depth and nuance. Despite the numerous on-screen triumphs, it wasn't until 1982 that Henry Fonda received the ultimate recognition, an Academy Award for Best Actor. His poignant performance in the family drama On Golden Pond, where he shared the screen with his daughter, Jane Fonda, resonated with audiences and critics alike. This late career triumph served as a fitting culmination to a lifetime dedicated to the craft of acting. Over 60 years since his heyday, Henry Fonda's legacy endures. Number 5, Clark Gable. Among the many stars who have graced Hollywood, few have embodied the rugged charm and undeniable masculinity of Clark Gable like he did. Rising to prominence during the silent era, Gable's journey through the cinematic landscape paralleled the transformative years of the 1930s, eventually establishing him as one of the most beloved and commercially successful actors of the Golden Age. Gable's crowning achievement came with the Oscar-winning performance in the classic romantic comedy It Happened One Night, a role that not only showcased his acting prowess, but also solidified his status as a leading figure in the industry. However, it was his portrayal of the iconic Rhett Butler in 1939's Gone with the Wind that elevated him to legendary status, with the film now considered among the all-time best in cinema history. His career, spanning 2 decades, saw continued success, culminating in his final film, The Misfits, where he shared the screen with the iconic Marilyn Monroe. Intriguingly, this collaboration marked the end of the cinematic journey for both legendary actors, adding a poignant note to their respective legacies. What set Gable apart was not just his on-screen talent, but a unique blend of qualities that resonated with audiences. Darryl F. Zanuck, the head of Warner Brothers, encapsulated it succinctly, noting Gable's combination of rugged vigor and masculine elegance. Despite being described as looking like an ape in early reviews, Gable's appeal lay precisely in this dichotomy: a lumberjack in evening clothes, a portrayal of real manhood that transcended the polished exterior. This dual nature was ingrained in Gable from his early years, encouraged by his father, an Ohio oil well driller and farmer, to partake in traditionally masculine pursuits. Gable also harbored a love for the arts, reciting Shakespeare's sonnets and showcasing musical talents on the piano and brass instruments in private. His journey into the theatrical world in his early 20s was unconventional, supplementing income not by waiting tables, a common path for struggling actors, but through decidedly more masculine endeavors, managing horses and laboring in the oil fields. Number 4, James Kagney. When it comes to Hollywood greatness, James Kagney stands out as a bona fide triple threat, his prowess extending beyond acting to encompass dancing and directing, leaving an indelible mark on the world of cinema. with his iconic roles in films like Yankee Doodle Dandy and White Heat are well known. Delving into some lesser-known facets of this legendary actor's life reveals a tapestry of extraordinary experiences that go beyond the silver screen. Kagney's rise to international prominence during the 1930s was propelled by films such as The Public Enemy and Angels with Dirty Faces, where he crafted a tough guy persona that would define much of his early career. His roles often delved into the depth of human experience, exploring the internal struggle between good and evil. Despite frequently portraying gangster figures, Kagney infused his characters with a touch of decency, adding layers to their criminal personas. In essence, Kagney's contributions to the world as an actor, dramatist, and interpreter of the human spirit can be seen as leaving it a better place. A surprising facet of Kagney's life was his decision to step out of the public eye for almost 2 decades, a move driven by a desire to escape the overexposure and hype of Hollywood. This hiatus allowed him to maintain a sense of authenticity and avoid the pitfalls of excessive celebrity. Kagney's philosophy on acting was elegantly simple. Learn your lines, plant your feet, look the other actor in the eye, say the words, mean them. This straightforward approach not only encapsulated his dedication to the craft, but also reflected the genuine connection he sought to establish with his audience. A pivotal moment in Kagney's career came in 1942, when he starred in the classic Yankee Doodle Dandy, a musical biopic that showcased his versatility by allowing him to play against type. This role earned him the Best Actor Oscar and marked a turning point in his career. The 1940s and the 1950s witnessed the continued flourishing of Kagney's cinematic journey with notable films like White Heat, Kiss Tomorrow Goodbye, and Love Me or Leave Me. Number 3. Spencer Tracy. There's no doubt that Spencer Tracy stands as one of the most celebrated and admired actors in the illustrious tapestry of Hollywood's golden age. Recognized by the American Film Institute as the 9th greatest star from classic American cinema, Tracy's career spanned over 3 decades, leaving an indelible mark with a staggering repertoire of 75 films. A trailblazer in his own right, Spencer Tracy secured his place in the annals of cinema history by becoming the first actor to clinch 2 consecutive Best Actor Oscars, an achievement that has been replicated only once since. His reputation as one of the most versatile and accomplished performers of his generation was well earned, standing as a testament to his naturalistic approach and his steadfast rejection of method acting and other experimental techniques that defined his era. Tracy's cinematic journey unfolds as a series of classics that have endured the test of time. While modern audiences may associate him primarily with his on- and off-screen partnership with the equally iconic Katharine Hepburn, Tracy's solo ventures are equally noteworthy. From the original Father of the Bride to The Old Man and the Sea and Judgment at Nuremberg, he demonstrated a singular ability to lead major hits across genres. Yet it is perhaps his most cinematic rendezvous with Katharine Hepburn that stands as a cornerstone of his legacy. The duo shared the screen in 9 movies, creating timeless classics such as Women of the Year, Adam's Rib, and Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. Their on-screen chemistry and the depth they brought to their roles elevated each collaboration, making them a beloved and enduring cinematic pair. Spencer Tracy's approach to acting, characterized by a nuanced naturalism, set him apart in an era where experimental techniques often took center stage. His mastery of diverse genres, coupled with his refusal to conform to prevailing trends, cemented his status as one of the leading figures of classic Hollywood. Number 2. Gene Kelly. In the rhythmic cadence of Gene Kelly's life, the beat began in 1932, when, at a mere 20 years old, his family laid the foundation for 2 premier dance schools, the Gene Kelly Studio of Dance in Pittsburgh, followed by another in Johnstown the following year. As a dance instructor, Kelly exhibited an unwavering enthusiasm and boundless energy. His teaching style was marked by a determination to ensure no student lagged behind, extending encouragement even to those who considered themselves less gifted in the realm of dance. While imparting his knowledge, Kelly concurrently pursued his education, graduating in 1933 from the University of Pittsburgh with a major in economics. The early 1930s were financially challenging in the United States, prompting Kelly to take on various jobs, including the physically demanding task of ditch digging. His indomitable spirit during this period is reflected in his own words, I arrived in Hollywood 20 pounds overweight and as strong as an ox. But if I put on a white tail and tux like Fred Astaire, I still look like a truck driver. By 1938, Gene Kelly hungered for more than the confines of a classroom. Disenchanted with teaching due to an overwhelmingly imbalanced student ratio, he shifted his focus to New York, where he carved out a successful career on Broadway. This theatrical triumph, in turn, paved the way for a Hollywood contract. Kelly's cinematic debut unfolded in For Me and My Gal in 1942, a musical where he shared the screen with Judy Garland. While this marked the beginning of his Hollywood journey, his definitive breakthrough came in 1944 with CoverGirl, starring alongside Rita Hayworth. In this film, Kelly showcased his innovative brilliance with the creation of the iconic alter ego dance sequence, a mesmerizing routine where he seamlessly danced with his own reflection. Even today, viewers remain captivated by the perfect synchronization of this groundbreaking performance. In the zenith of his success, Gene Kelly's desire to serve his country during World War II led him to join the Navy at the close of 1944, despite protests from MGM. Upon his return to Hollywood 2 years later, the studio struggled to find roles commensurate with his talent. While he appeared in a series of B-movies, it was his collaboration with Frank Sinatra in On the Town that garnered attention, hailed as the most inventive and effervescent musical thus far produced in Hollywood. The early 1950s marked the pinnacle of Kelly's career. His portrayal in An American in Paris earned him an Oscar, followed by the enduring popularity of Singin' in the Rain, which has since become synonymous with his name. For contemporary audiences, the Mint Royal remix of Singin' in the Rain in a Golf GTI advertisement introduced a new generation to Kelly's timeless artistry, complete with an updated body-poppin' tribute. However, as the decade progressed, musicals waned in popularity, leading to disagreements and tensions with MGM. Kelly eventually severed ties with the studio, a move that did not signal the end of his success. Transitioning into directing and choreography, Kelly continued to shape the world of entertainment. In 1960, he received a unique honor, an invitation to create a modern ballet for the Paris Opera, marking the first time an American was bestowed such a distinction. The performance received widespread acclaim, affirming Kelly's enduring impact on the global stage. In a poetic reflection of his illustrious career, Kelly's final recorded words before his passing in 1996 echoed the sentiment of songwriter Irving Berlin. The song has ended, but the melody lingers on. Number 1. Charlie Chaplin. It is interesting to note that in the record of Hollywood's history, one name stands out as the father of the silent era, Charlie Chaplin. Remarkably, Chaplin's timeless relevance persists to this day. His mastery of physical humor propelled him to stardom in the 1920s, as evidenced by iconic works such as The Kid, The Circus, and A Woman of Paris. While silent films have become artifacts of a bygone era, Chaplin's creations continue to captivate audiences globally. What sets Chaplin apart is his unique ability to transcend linguistic barriers. His silent performances transformed him into a universal star. Widely hailed as the greatest and most recognizable figure from the silent era, Charlie Chaplin is an enduring symbol of the silver screen. His ascent to stardom coincided with the establishment of United Artists, affording him unprecedented control over his cinematic endeavors. The release of The Kid in 1921 catapulted Chaplin to unparalleled fame, laying the foundation for a prolific and decade-spanning career. In an era where talkies were swiftly gaining prominence, Chaplin staunchly resisted the transition to sound pictures. Instead, he produced two of his most iconic silent films, City Lights and Modern Times, showcasing his unwavering commitment to his craft. It wasn't until 1940 that Chaplin made his foray into the realm of sound, with the revered satire, The Great Dictator, a bold and open mockery of Adolf Hitler. Despite facing suspicions related to communism in the 1940s, Chaplin's legacy as a performer had already been etched into the fabric of cinematic history. Before making his feature debut with the somewhat contentious The Kid in 1921, Charlie Chaplin crafted a multitude of silent short films, establishing himself as a creative force in the burgeoning world of cinema. However, it's the quality, not the quantity, that defines Chaplin's cinematic legacy. From The Kid onward, Chaplin's on-screen appearances in only 10 films, excluding cameos or uncredited roles, underline his status as a cinematic perfectionist. Chaplin's meticulous approach to his craft rivals the legendary Daniel Day-Lewis in terms of per-film average quality. Despite his limited filmography, Chaplin's impact and artistic contributions remain unparalleled. A true maestro of the silent era, he transcended the confines of traditional filmmaking, challenging even the esteemed Marlon Brando in terms of pure artistic expression. Even those who might detract from Chaplin's work cannot deny his innate aptitude and exceptional gifts as an actor. Standing at a modest 5'5", Chaplin may not have possessed the directorial prowess of Buster Keaton, yet his strength lay in his unparalleled acting abilities. His distinct physicality, marked by a larger-than-life head and expressive face, made him a silent film icon. Chaplin's genius extended beyond traditional comedy. He was essentially a physical ballerina, as exemplified in the genius beach ball globe sequence in The Great Dictator. Chaplin's enduring legacy rests on the creation of his main persona, the Tramp. This character became a cinematic archetype, influencing a proud lineage of actors who effectively portray variations of themselves or the same character throughout their careers. From John Wayne to Tom Cruise, the tradition of embodying a consistent persona owes much to Chaplin's pioneering work. Chaplin's films owe a significant portion of their success to his prowess as an actor. His ability to convey emotions and tell stories without uttering a word is a testament to his unparalleled skill. The enduring charm and impact of Chaplin's silent performances underscore his status not only as a cinematic giant, but as the main driving force behind the excellence of his films. Here they are, the 10 most respected actors in Hollywood history. Which one is your favorite? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, share, and subscribe for more exciting content. Until next time, keep watching.